at number 10 today, we have John Oliver. It seems like now that Meghan Markle and Harry have come out to speak their truth in their new documentary series, Meghan and Harry, a chillingly accurate clip of John Oliver warning Meghan Markle has started to resurface again. Back in 2018, Stephen Colbert would be left feeling slightly surprised when John Oliver wasn't excited about the then upcoming royal wedding between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. And 5 years later, the video is actually starting to make a lot of sense. Following the CBS special, an old late night show clip featuring John giving Meghan a persistent warning by saying, "I would not blame her if she pulled out at last minute. I don't think you need to just see the pilot episode of The Crown to get a basic sense that she might be marrying into a family that could cause some emotional complications." I mean, they're an emotionally stunted group of fundamentally flawed people doing a very silly pseudo job. That's what she's marrying into. So I hope she likes it. It's going to be weird for her. At the time of the interview, John would even note that he wouldn't even want to marry into the royal family himself. But the fact that he warned the public that she might back out, and the fact that she backed out of her royal duties is pretty shocking. That he warned us about this and then she married into the royal family anyways. Queen Elizabeth II. Even though Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made a trip to the UK in April of 2021 to visit Queen Elizabeth, it seems like the late Majesty was still less than pleased with her grandson's wife. An inside source would even come out to say Her Majesty believes Meghan and her publicity-obsessed antics pose a real threat to the monarchy. As she faced her final days, Elizabeth detests the self-centered newcomer for tearing Harry from his family to start a new life in America. The truth is, the Hollywood life has always been Meghan's dream, and Harry is her meal ticket. It was also noted that since the beginning, the Queen has always been very suspicious of Meghan, as Meghan has never been able to accept the royal rulebook. But still, because of her grandson, the Queen gave her many chances, and she hated how the Duchess of Sussex betrayed her. It was also stated that the Queen felt like Meghan used her title to gain an ambitious career in politics, which is a big no-no for the British family. After a while, even Queen Elizabeth lost patience with Meghan as she kept thumbing her nose at the royals, and she was letting everyone know what was happening behind the palace doors. Before the Queen passed away, she was really upset that Meghan would accuse the royals of being so cruel, uncaring, racist, and that she even had the guts to diss Prince William's wife, Kate. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton will never forget how Meghan Markle treated her, but she also has no need to prolong their feud. For years, rumors have been swirling around about a row between the Princess of Wales and the Duchess of Sussex at the wedding to Prince Harry in May 2018, and ever since, the relationship between the two ladies has remained very tense, with Kate saying she found it all to be very mortifying when she heard Meghan was claiming that she actually made Meghan cry during a row over the bridesmaid dresses. Kate has never wanted any suggestion of a rift with Meghan to come out to the press, so when Meghan started circulating lies about their relationship, it was really hard for Kate to deal with, and she did everything she could to keep her feelings private. While inside sources have claimed that Kate and Meghan both have very different versions of the story, she feels like she's not in the position to respond, as she thought it was all sorted out, and now Meghan's airing out all this dirty laundry, and it's just mortifying for Kate. Number 7, Prince William. A friend of Kate Middleton has claimed that Prince William absolutely hates Meghan Markle. In an explosive interview with the Daily Beast, the unnamed friend of Princess of Wales shared just how much Prince William dislikes Meghan and blames her for his falling out with Prince Harry. The source would go on to say the family blames Meghan for it all. Really, they absolutely hate her. Basically, it's a huge disaster. The insider continued to say, growing up, the brothers were so close. They lost their mom and their dad was disengaged. So they had this incredible bond. Everyone knew it. And then Meghan came along, everyone warned him off, but he wouldn't listen, and she just ripped him away. The bond is gone, completely gone, and this film is the latest betrayal. Now William really hates them both, and the friend would state further that it was really toxic and destructive for them all at the end of the day because they were family, and that their whole family has been ruined by Meghan. Number 6, King Charles. With Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continuing to air out the royal family grievances despite making a few attempts to repair their relationship with the royal family after the Queen's passing, the main issue at play seems to be the ongoing release of their various media projects. With Harry's book and the couple's docu-series being released, it has caused some major tensions between the royals. And Charles has been left feeling pretty betrayed when it comes to Meghan's actions. If you don't recall, during Meghan's and Harry's wedding in 2018, Meghan's father couldn't attend, so she asked Charles if he would walk her down the aisle, and he would agree to Meghan's request because he's always actually been quite fond of her in the beginning. But now he's actually just somehow bewildered. The Queen was used to handling this kind of thing, and it didn't really throw her as much as it's thrown Charles, and understandably, it's because his son and daughter-in-law have been saying some pretty hurtful things. That was actually just really uncalled for, especially when the royal family actually did so much for them, and they did so much to help Meghan transition into her royal duties, and she was just so ungrateful towards the whole process, and it seems like she just never wanted to learn how to follow the royal ways. Number 5. Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne has never been afraid to share her opinions on Harry and Meghan, although at times she has defended the couple in the past. She has even gone as far to say she felt sorry for them at one point, to make a full 180 calling out the couple for their disrespectful docu-series. Sharon is absolutely done with Meghan playing the victim, as she believes that instead, Meghan should be using her platform to raise awareness for her charity rather than the way she has been treated by the media and the royal family. Sharon will go on to say that Meghan's actions are trash, and that all she ever talks about is how she is treated poorly because of her race and how she acts. Sharon will go on to note that Meghan should instead be grateful because she has a great life, a beautiful family, and she's very much in love and needs to get a life and move on already. With every interview Meghan and Harry do, it seems like all they do is whine about how there's no positive points to any of their stories or proof to back up their stories, so for the most part, Sharon just thinks they're lying. While the press may be hard on Meghan when she came to England, they're hard on so many people, including the rest of the royal family. Number 4. Jeremy Clarkson. Back in December, Jeremy Clarkson would publish a very misogynistic article about Meghan in The Sun, where he wrote that he hated the Duchess of Sussex on a cellular level. In the article, Jeremy would reference a famous scene from Game of Thrones where he wrote, "At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when Meghan Markle is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement at her." In a tweet published after the article was released, Jeremy would call it a clumsy reference to the scene in Games of Thrones and acknowledge that it had gone down badly with a number of different people. Jeremy would then say, "I was horrified to cause so much hurt, and I shall be more careful in the future." His article would come with the release of Meghan and Harry's Netflix docu-series, in which the couple would open up about the social media threats they received in recent years. Jeremy's article would then spark near immediate backlash from Brits, as Jeremy let his feelings about Meghan and Harry loose. Number 3. Howard Stern. US radio host Howard Stern has slammed both Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over their new docu-series, branding them as whiny bees. When the first 3 episodes arrived on the Netflix platform, it would feature revelations about everything from the couple's first date, Princess Diana, and supposed racism in the UK. However, Howard was clearly not impressed with the series, and he would criticize the pair, saying, "The show is very weird for two people who have historically pleaded for privacy." The couple who stepped away as royals have been able to retain their royal titles, and they have consistently issued statements arguing privacy was not the reason they quit the royal family. Stern would then question the motivation behind the series, which he described as being like watching the Kardashians, except it was boring to watch. Howard would say, "It's been painful. I wouldn't stay with it, but my wife wants to watch it. You know, we have shows that we watch, but they come off like such whiny bees. I gotta tell you, I just don't get it. There's nothing real about the relationship from the beginning to end. Those two whining about wah, and they don't like me, and she wants to be beloved in this country. Man, oh man. It's just very weird to watch two people screaming. We wanted our privacy. We wanted the press to leave us alone. But then we saw them all release everything about their lives on Netflix, so Howard, I personally just don't get it either." Number 2. Piers Morgan. Meghan Markle has been dubbed as being manipulative and controlling by Piers Morgan, who slammed the Duchess after the prince addressed the United Nations on Nelson Mandela Day. In his opinion, the Good Morning Britain would claim that Meghan was doing everything she could to socially climb the ladder, and it's clear that she is actually a ridiculous, two-faced sham. The brutal takedown from Piers would come right after Meghan won her bombshell privacy legal battle with the publisher of the Mail over a letter she wrote to her estranged father. Meghan has previously won the case, but gained a second victory after the publisher fought for an appeal in the case. Well, Meghan described it not only being a victory for her, but for anyone who felt scared to stand up for what's right. In a powerful statement afterwards, throughout the privacy case, there had been a number of bombshell moments from the news that Meghan drafted the letter to her dad knowing that it could be leaked. However, Piers would hit back at Meghan's claims, and he would mock her for impersonating some kind of letter day Winston Churchill rallying a nation in wartime, rather than an unemployed actress fleecing her unelected marital royal status for gazillions from her California mansion. Number 1. Bethenny Frankel. Bethenny Frankel is always doubling down on her criticism of Meghan Markle as she claims that Meghan has painted herself into a corner following her royal exit. Bethenny has said, "Timing is everything. Don't believe you owe BS. And play chess, not checkers." Bethenny has also claimed that Meghan caused herself to be in a terrible situation when she and Prince Harry stepped down from their senior royal duties in 2020, and that she effed it all up when it came to her whole life outside of the royal bubble. Bethenny would also note that Meghan is a polarizing person, and that we shouldn't get it twisted, as Meghan is very much like a housewife and she can't stop talking about very things she wants to be, and that is to be irrelevant. Bethenny would also state when Meghan left the royal family, she should have learned something, and that's if she wanted to leave the royal family, she should have just left the royal family, but instead we see her talking about the royal family in every single interview. But she never wanted to participate in the royal family game until she left the royal family and made it her own game. It honestly takes more energy not to forgive, but Meghan continues to hold on to her judges and expose the royal family in very condescending ways. Coming in number 10 today, we have Samantha Cohen. Samantha Cohen was the Queen's assistant private secretary before she moved to Kensington Palace after she was entrusted by the monarchy to prepare Meghan for life in the royal family. Originally from Australia, Miss Cohen had planned to quit Buckingham Palace back in 2018, but agreed to stay on to help Meghan navigate through her first months as a royal. Samantha was a guest at Harry and Meghan's wedding in May of 2018 and was believed to have helped play a huge role in preparing Meghan for a garden party at Buckingham Palace, which was her first appearance as the Duchess of Sussex. She left her role with the couple in October of 2019 amid claims that she was experiencing extreme stress, and went on to work for the environmental charity Cool Earth before leaving the royal family. Samantha spent 18 years with the royal family and was described as being deeply committed to serving the monarchy. Jason Knauf then confirmed why Samantha had left, and she made it really clear that working for Harry and Meghan was like working for a couple of teenagers, and that they were impossible and pushed her to her limits, and that she was miserable. Number 9. Wendy Williams. Before Meghan got married or got her job on Suits, Meghan Markle applied to be on the Wendy Williams show back in 2019. Wendy would discuss Meghan's application by saying, "Meghan wanted to work here. She came here to be one of our models. We do fashion," things like that. This was before she met the man, the redhead Harry, but Meghan knows Wendy's show. Later, Wendy would say that she didn't have any sympathy for Meghan Markle after the Duchess emotionally confessed to having trouble fitting into her royal life, and that Meghan knew what she was signing up for. When Wendy shared a clip that showed Meghan saying she had no clue what getting serious with Prince Harry would mean for her future, Wendy would call out the former actress by saying, "Yes, you did. You knew exactly what you were doing," would say to the audience of her show, "And I applaud her plot action on the royal situation, but please don't try to garner sympathy from us. You knew what you were doing." Wendy then went on to say that Meghan shouldn't be surprised that the paparazzi was obsessed with her relationship as she was now a royal, and that they were not following her in Suits because no one knew who she was, and that she should have also listened to her friends before she married the prince because they were right. Hey my little peaches, reservations are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Katy Perry. Just before Meghan Markle and Prince Harry moved into Katy Perry's neighborhood, Katy Perry would ignite a feud when she ultimately criticized Meghan, and it would apparently cause Meghan to hold a nasty grudge. When Meghan got married to Prince Harry on May 19, 2018, she would wear a pure white boat neck gown by designer Claire Keller of French fashion house Givenchy. Just days after the wedding, Perry let everyone know that she wasn't a fan of the dress and that she would have done one that was more fitting. The California Girls artist then ended up comparing Meghan's dress to the Alexander McQueen dress Catherine wore just before she married Prince William in 2011. She would then say that Kate won. Despite her criticism of what Meghan wore, Katy would try to say that she did love the former suit star. However, Meghan hasn't gotten over the small bit of criticism and holds a massive grudge over Katy Perry, so it's clear that Meghan just hates everyone who doesn't go along with what she is doing, and Katy Perry exposed that. Number 7, Candace Owens. On January 7th, American author Candace Owens would express her views on Meghan Markle after Meghan's husband started to make headlines for his book titled Spare. Just days after the couple appeared in a hit Netflix documentary, taking to Twitter, Candace would say Meghan's putting pregnancy tests next to the locks of Princess Diana's hair, plus asking for private moments at Diana's gravesite to speak to her are not things to laugh at. The author, who has more than 3 million followers, would also add that Meghan's moves were terrifyingly psychotic and manipulative actions. And she would then also note that Meghan is extremely dangerous. In past interviews back in 2021 following Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah, Candace would claim that Meghan was lying about the royal family being racist and that Meghan was a narcissist. Candace would also claim that Meghan, when she said the royal family still had traditional ways, she disagreed and just opted to call them racist. Candace would also go on to say that you would not be able to discern just by looking at Meghan Markle that she's black, so she could claim that she had been a victim of racism, and that her and Harry were implying that everything happened to them is because of her blackness is a sickening level of scapegoating. Number 6, Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly has never been afraid to hold back on her issues with Meghan Markle, especially when it comes to the concerns the Duchess of Sussex references to Prince Harry. During an episode of Megyn Kelly's show podcast, Kelly questioned the way Meghan referred to her husband by saying, "We get it. You bagged the gorilla. Congratulations. You got the big bear. You want us all to know." The comments would then come just one day after Meghan offered a glimpse at her home life with Harry. Also during the show, she would label Meghan as a commenter and would express her irritation she has towards Markle's repeating mentions of her own podcast that she married into the British royal family. Kelly would say there seems to be no limit on their appetite for ripping on the royals, whom they owe all of their fame to, literally most of their fortune. In the past, Kelly has also frequently criticized Meghan by claiming that she is a B-list actress and Harry is thin-skinned, and she even scorned Meghan for saying that she felt objectified when serving as the briefcase girl on the NBC game show Deal or No Deal. Number 5, Jason Knauf. Jason Knauf joined Kensington Palace back in 2015 and became the communications secretary for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Known to be a trusted staffer, he was even asked to help with private letters to Meghan Markle's family. Jason was working with the royals at the time the allegations against the newspaper publisher were made, and just 2 months after Meghan asked for his feedback on the famous private letter to her father. Jason would turn his back on her and is said to be the person who submitted the bullying allegations to the HR department in October of 2018 that claimed Meghan was bullying royal staff members. The claims were raised to HR in a bid to get Buckingham Palace to protect the staff that Jason alleged were coming under pressure from the Duchess. A source would then also tell Times that Prince Harry also then pleaded with Jason not to pursue the bullying allegations. A month after reporting the allegations of bullying, Jason would hand in his notice and he would take up a job as an advisor to Prince William, and he is now the chief executive of the Cambridge's Royal Foundation. On top of the letter allegations Jason would hold against Meghan, he would also state that Meghan drove 2 of her personal assistants out of the household and undermined the confidence of the third one. Number 4, Camilla. Camilla tried to have a good relationship with Meghan Markle before her marriage to Prince Harry, and in the end, the Queen Consort found Meghan Markle to be very disrespectful. A report would then claim that she was unable to give basic advice to Meghan because of the latter's behavior. Camilla had her own reservations about Meghan Markle much before the actor and Prince Harry tied the knot. However, Camilla chose not to voice her opinion to her stepson at the time. Since the beginning, it's said that Camilla was suspicious about the adventures from Los Angeles, and she found it really hard to believe that Meghan would sacrifice her career and independence to serve silently as a team player devoted to the monarchy. When Meghan and Harry stepped down from their royal duties, Camilla would start to refer to Meghan as a minx because Camilla believed that Meghan was a self-seeking troublemaker whose antics would cause tears. According to palace insiders, Camilla also declared war on Meghan and even used her husband King Charles to try to stop her from becoming part of the royal family, as Camilla felt like Meghan was unfit to belong to the institution. She said Meghan has so many strikes against her and that she's unfit to become a royal. These strikes are said to include being a divorcee and a commoner, and if she had been queen at the time, she would have never allowed Meghan and Harry's union to go forward. At number 3, we have Katy Hopkins. Back in 2019, Katy Hopkins would start a scandal that got the whole country talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after she made comments about the couple's decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. The Daily Mail writer and media personality made it clear that she had no respect for someone like Meghan Markle. She would then make her first of many moves to prove her distaste for Meghan when she bashed the Duchess for being addicted to her Instagram page. Katy also became very vocal when she labeled Meghan as being an American version of Kate Middleton and a budgeted Princess Diana with an Oscar-winning innocent face. Her anger would then go furious after Prince Harry started to plead for his girlfriend's privacy with the press. Katy would then go off on her rant and say, if you don't want Miss Sparkle trolled on social media, advise her to stay away from posting pictures of banana spooning on her Instagram account. Number 2, Erin Foster. If you don't know who Erin Foster is, she is a comedy performer and a writer who has a notorious history for blasting several celebrities on her Instagram page, and this includes Meghan Markle. However, the way she chose to shade Meghan Markle was actually pretty hilarious. In November 2017, Erin would post a photo of Meghan from her Deal or No Deal days, and she would caption the image by saying, "Never forget." Later, during another occasion, she would opt to post another image of Meghan holding a briefcase from the same show, and she would proceed to add an even more rude caption that read, "This briefcase is filled with my plans to be famous." Now, it's definitely no secret that Erin considers the princess to be nothing but a fame-hungry social climber, and fans probably should have listened to her when Meghan first started her sob story that showed no facts to back up her claims. And coming in number 1 today, we have Chrissy Swan. Back in 2017, when the whole world was swooning over Prince Harry and his American bride-to-be Meghan Markle, one person who was not a fan from the starts of the Suits star was Australian TV personality Chrissy Swan, who admitted on Facebook that she wasn't able to warm to her future royal, when she said, "For some reason, I still haven't warmed to her." Chrissy would then go on to note that the reason she was so skeptical when it came to the former actress was because of her manner. She would then even note that she thought Meghan was just acting the whole time, and many people seem to have agreed with Chrissy's controversial position, with one fan saying, "I have reservations too. I'm not sure she loves the man as much as she loves the role." But it seems like Chrissy was right to have her suspicion, because Meghan does look like she's portraying a concocted humility of acting to gain sympathy from her followers. Coming in at number 10 today, we have Kate Middleton. When sibling rivalry is a common thing, Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle have drama that is a bit more than that. When news started to arise that there was a lot of tension between Kate and Meghan as the two were not getting along, this meant that Harry and William were also not getting along. With the whole family not seeing eye to eye, it became super hard on everyone, including the Queen. It said that the Queen was actually so fed up with the drama that she even ordered Kate and Meghan to sit down and sort it all out. With Kate feeling like Meghan was using her to climb the royal ladder, Kate would even use this time to state that she was very suspicious of Meghan and that she had no interest in becoming Meghan's friend. Soon the media would even start to state that Meghan made Kate cry on her wedding day. Although Kate would end up sending Meghan flowers to apologize, Kate still didn't want to have an opportunity to become close to the actress. It said that Kate was really hesitant about pursuing a friendship with Meghan when they first met, as Kate is a very private person and she likes to keep things that way. While Kate tends to keep a really tight circle, she doesn't let a lot of people in, and she's always felt like there was something extremely off with Meghan. While the tension between the two has become more tense, the royal family, including Kate, have decided to cut Meghan and Harry out for continuing to spread lies about the royal family in an attempt to tarnish their legacy. At number 9, Piers Morgan. The feud between Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle tends to get pretty nasty at times. While Piers has stated over and over since the beginning that Meghan was a liar and that we shouldn't dive too deep into her story, we probably should have listened to him. Piers' relationship with Meghan began back in 2015 when the actress apparently messaged Piers after he had followed some of her Suits castmates. While Meghan went on to claim that she was a big fan of him in the beginning, I think it's safe to say that she probably isn't a big fan now. When things rapidly started to disintegrate between the two after Meghan became a household name thanks to her romance with Prince Harry, it seems like their feud first started to boil over Meghan's first message to him. In 2016, after Piers and Meghan had been in constant communication with each other, when Meghan went to a private members club where she met Prince Harry, Piers would then never hear from Meghan again. So it's clear that her relationship with Piers was only for clickbait so she could get some views. However, when Harry came around, she realized that she could get everything she wanted before Piers could give it to her, and essentially she left Piers behind. As soon as it was announced that Meghan was dating Harry, that's when his first dig towards Meghan came public, and since he's continued to mock her and call her out on her behavior. Now, we have seen dozens of people get ghosted by Meghan when she sees that their relationship isn't getting her anywhere in the spotlight, as we've seen her do it to her friends, her ex-husband, and almost all of her family. Hey Peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in at number 8, we have Wendy Williams. It's no lie that Wendy Williams loves talking about celebrity gossips. While hosting the Wendy Williams show back in 2021, she didn't shy away from her true thoughts about Meghan Markle when Meghan and Harry made the decision to leave the royal family. Now, after Wendy watched the groundbreaking interview Meghan and Harry had with Oprah, she would cast her own doubts about Meghan and claim that her friends actually tried to warn Meghan not to marry Prince Harry because the media probably wouldn't be too kind to her, as they're not really kind to any of the royal family. With Wendy claiming that Meghan weaseled her way into the kingdom before leaving the United Kingdom for Los Angeles, with Wendy claiming that Meghan was lying about her story, Wendy would then claim that Meghan should have listened to her friends instead of pretending not to get it when her friends warned her about the British media's fixation on the royals. Wendy would also state that Meghan knew what she was getting herself into when she joined the royal family and that no one really has sympathy for her. Wendy would then try to claim that Meghan knew what she was doing because no one knew her when she was on Suits, and Wendy only knew her prior to becoming a royal because she wanted to be a runway model for her company and came in for an interview. Coming at number 7, we have Cory Vitiello. So it appears that Meghan Markle was still living with Canadian society chef Cory Vitiello when she went on her first date with Prince Harry. In a recently published biography, Tom Bauer would then claim that Meghan was still living with Cory when she set up a date with Prince Harry in London back in 2016. Tom would write that the romantic relationship between Cory and Meghan was hanging on by a thread before she left for Europe in the summer of 2016, yet both were still having troubles with discussing on how their relationship would end. But Cory still living in the couple's house while Meghan left for the United Kingdom, he had no idea that their relationship was completely doomed. The two first met when Meghan was eating at his restaurant with Suits cast, and Meghan even gushed over Cory in a review in The Take where she dubbed Cory as her favorite chef. When their relationship had finally run its course, instead of breaking things off Cory, she went to England to seek a new romance. While in England, Meghan would then be set up on a date with Harry by a friend. And then, when Harry came to visit Meghan in Toronto, Cory would realize that the relationship was officially over and Meghan's cruel and sensitive soul would be revealed to the world. Coming in at number 6, we have Trevor Engelson. If anyone knows the true colors of Meghan Markle, then it would be her ex-husband Trevor Engelson. Trevor, who is a producer, has kept it pretty tight-lipped when it comes to talking about Meghan. However, when royal biographer Andrew Morton released a book on Meghan called Meghan, a Hollywood Princess, the book would dive into the idea that Trevor actually had a lot to say about Meghan. He was actually just waiting for someone to believe his side side of the story. According to Andrew, Trevor actually dislikes Meghan. When Trevor and Meghan first got married, everything was fine. However, after she started to rise to fame, she would begin to treat Trevor like the dirt under her shoe. And if this isn't giving you any red flags, then maybe I should bring up the fact that the palace staff has also said that once Meghan moved in, she also treated them like the dirt under her shoe. Trevor felt elevated in their marriage at first. He didn't really think anything was going wrong. However, things finally ended, and it would leave behind a never-ending cold fury towards Meghan. With Meghan once claiming that she couldn't imagine her life without Trevor, she would then mail him back his wedding ring instead of breaking things off in person, and she would then come to the house to collect her blender. And it said that Meghan initially just called things off because he refused to cast her in any of his shows. Number 5. Erin Foster. Erin Foster finds Meghan Markle a spoiled brat who has it all. Now, Erin is a comedian, performer, and writer who is known for her history of putting several celebrities on blast, including Meghan. In the months of November 2017, Erin would come for Meghan when she posted a photo of Meghan from her days on the game show Deal or No Deal. And she captioned the photo as "Never forget." Later on, she would then post another picture of Meghan where it would show Meghan with a briefcase from the same show. Erin would then proceed to caption the photo with an even more rude caption that read, "This briefcase is filled with my plans to become famous." It's no secret that Erin considers Meghan to be nothing more than a fame-hungry social climber, and with everything that's been going on lately, it proves that Meghan is definitely someone who played her cards right to get everything she ever wanted. And now that she has it, Erin isn't scared to call her out on it. While the whole world at first criticized Erin for posting the picture, they should have been looking at the facts that Meghan knew exactly what she was getting herself into. And number 4, Chrissy Swan. Australian TV personality and author Chrissy Swan has hated Meghan since the beginning, and following the news on the royal engagement between Prince Harry and Meghan, the radio host wrote on Facebook, "For some reason, I still haven't warmed to her. It's her manner. She looks like she's performing to me. It looks like she's portraying a concocted humility of acting." While Meghan is indeed a brilliant actress, it's not hard to see why Chrissy believes that she is acting to show the world that she is head over heels for Harry. Since the beginning, Chrissy has always been keen on critiquing Meghan Markle. She even first opened up about her judgment on her personal Facebook page, which would state that Chrissy would never warm up to Meghan, as she was under the impression that since the beginning, Meghan has always been acting. And since Meghan has continued to play the same narrative that the royals hated her, and we probably should take this as a hint that there might be some truth behind what Chrissy has been saying. However, instead, Chrissy's Facebook page has turned into an open field of judgment, as hundreds of fans have expressed their agreement or disagreement with Chrissy. So do you think Chrissy is right and Meghan is just acting? And let us know in the comments below. And number 3, Samantha Grant. Meghan Markle's estranged sister, Samantha Grant, would expose her relationship with her sister in a tell-all book. Samantha would highlight that Meghan isn't as innocent as she seems. Even though they grew up in different lives sharing the same father, Samantha doesn't have any sort of relationship with Meghan whatsoever. When the rumors began to swirl about Prince Harry's engagement to Meghan, Samantha stated that she felt like Meghan was taking advantage of her current situation to become a household name. Samantha would even state that Meghan has a history of lying and manipulating certain settings in her sites for no reason. While Samantha isn't exactly a celebrity, she's still worth mentioning because who knows you better than your own siblings. Also, she's had some pretty good opinions on Meghan that we should have listened to before we all took Meghan's side in the beginning. Samantha has labeled her sister as a social climber and has claimed that when she needed her sister at the most, she was never there for her. Later, Samantha would even publicly bash Meghan again when she claimed that she wasn't even invited to her wedding. Given that the two sisters did end up growing up in different households, and the fact that they did live different lives for most of their lives, while the world bashed Samantha for just looking for attention when she came out with her story, however, given that we've seen Meghan do a complete 180 in years to come after Samantha's comments, it's safe to say that she wasn't just using Meghan's name for clickbait. Number 2, Katy Hopkins. It's no secret that Katy Hopkins hates Meghan Markle, as she's been scrutinizing every one of Meghan's moves since the beginning. When the scandal of Meghan and Harry first started to make headlines, Katy would hop on the trend and she would share a shocking media rant with the world. The Daily Mail writer and media personality made it really clear that she has no respect for someone like Meghan Markle, with Katy finding her move to leave the royal family distasteful. She would even bash Meghan for being addicted to Instagram. Katy has also been very vocal when it comes to labeling Meghan as an American Kate Middleton in a budget Princess Diana with an Oscar-winning innocent face. Katy was also furious when Prince Harry pleaded to the media to respect his girlfriend's privacy, as Katy would say in her social media rant that if you don't want Miss Sparkle trolled on social media, advise her to stay away from posting pictures of bananas spooning on her Instagram account. Katy's rant would also include her wishing that Meghan and Harry would end up losing their royal titles. She feels like Meghan's relationship is coming off as a desperate to be a celebrity move. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Daniel Radcliffe. Now, Daniel Radcliffe doesn't just have a distaste for Meghan Markle, but he honestly just hates the whole royal family altogether. Daniel has never been afraid to confess that he doesn't agree with the whole country's appreciation for the royal family. Even though he is a patriot by heart, he doesn't understand why there is still a need for monarchy. He also didn't shy away from stating that he is extremely proud to be English. However, he believes that the monarchy still symbolizes a lot of things wrong with this country, and he doesn't understand why countries still follow the monarchy. While Daniel has said that he does sympathize with Meghan because of the harsh treatment she's gotten from the press, he also doesn't think the royal family is doing anything wrong. He simply just doesn't like them because they represent his symbol of class division, which is something he doesn't particularly like because he is an upper middle class kid. While Daniel has chosen to shade the royal family in the most respectful manner, he definitely chooses to distance himself from the royal family for a reason, and we should probably take that as a hint going forward. At number 10, we have Samantha Cohen. The private secretary to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry said the couple was so difficult and disorderly that it was like working for a couple of teenagers. In a book called The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, highlights how the Duchess of Sussex was once extremely rude while criticizing a plan drawn up by the young female employee in front of other colleagues. William later tried to console the staff and said she was doing a good job. The book also mentioned how the couple bullied Samantha Cohen, who was formerly the Queen's private secretary. However, Samantha joined Harry and Meghan as their interim private secretary after the two got married. The book quoted a source that said nothing Samantha ever did for the couple was good enough. They were impossible and pushed her to her limits. She was miserable. However, the Duchess's lawyers denied in 2021 that Miss Cohen had been bullied, and the couple was always grateful for her support. Number 9, we have Melissa, who was actually Meghan's private secretary. In December of 2018, Meghan lost one of her key staff members. This ignited speculation that the actress was allegedly difficult to work for. Melissa, 39, was Markle's personal assistant for just 6 months. The two clashed over free gifts, including clothes, jewelry, and candles that some companies had sent the Duchess. Melissa followed the rules that royal members cannot accept gifts from commercial organizations, but it claims her approach of handling this rule did not go down with Meghan well. In June of that year, it is said that Buckingham Palace effectively was able to bury a report that outlined allegations of bullying done by the Duchess of Sussex. And the royal aides announced in March that year prior that they were launching an inquiry into Meghan's behavior with staff. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, we have Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams once addressed to the press saying, "Nobody feels sorry for Meghan Markle." The statement comes after Wendy Williams said that Meghan's friends tried to warn her not to marry Prince Harry. She went on to say, "You know what I'm saying? Like, you meet a prince and your friend's going to tell you not to marry him." Or, Meghan's lying to get sympathy. The host then went on to say in a clip from a documentary, Harry and Meghan, an African journey, that showed Meghan claiming that she didn't get it when her friends warned her about the British media fixation. Williams went on to say, "Yes, you did. You knew exactly what you were doing, and please don't try to garner any sympathy from us. You knew what you were doing." The Ask Wendy author assured her audience that she really does like Meghan and Harry, but there's something about the Duchess of Sussex. and she shouldn't be surprised that the paparazzi are everywhere now that she's a royal. They were not following you when you were on Suits. We didn't even know who you are, except when you came for an employment here at Wendy and wanted to be one of our runway models. She then ended the show by saying, you knew exactly what you were signing up for, girl. Number 7, Katy Hopkins. It's the scandal the whole world would be talking about. And Katy Hopkins wasn't shy when it came to her opinion on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. On the night of Kate Middleton's birthday, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex released a statement confirming their intentions to effectively quit royal duties. Adding that they hope to become financially independent, they went on to say, after many months of reflection and internal discussions, we have chosen to make the transition this year and to start carving out progressive new role within this institution. We intend to step back as senior members of the royal family and to work financially independent while continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen. Katy Hopkins then came out to say where it all went wrong with Meghan on an episode aired on Channel 9's 60 Minutes. In the show, Katy explains Meghan is one of the most stuck up people in England and that she always wears bad clothes. Katy then added Meghan is one of the biggest hypocrites there is. While a fan on the show went to say that there's nothing wrong with Meghan, Katy responded by saying there's nothing right about her either. Number 6, Erin Foster. Making a living making fun of celebrities on her Instagram page, Erin Foster is no stranger when it comes to sharing her opinions about Meghan Markle. In November 2017, Erin posted an old photo of Meghan back in her days on the television show Deal or No Deal. Erin posted the photo with a caption that said never forget, but the post did not end there. Erin posted another picture of the Duchess wearing a little dress holding a briefcase, and she captioned the photo, "This briefcase is filled with my plans to be famous." It's no secret that Erin loves to hate on women, so she continued to spend her day arguing with people in the comments who were calling her mean and tone deaf about the post. Many were quick to point out the post seemed personal and that the two must have known each other personally. Number 5, Chrissy Swan. Australian TV personality, radio host, and author Chrissy Swan, in December of 2017 said she hasn't warmed to Prince Harry or his fiancée Meghan Markle. On a Facebook post, Chrissy said that the Duchess is not at all who she appears to be, and she believes the former actress is just acting humble. She's also not the only person who has suggested this narrative, as American TV personality has indicated that Meghan is an opportunist and wouldn't fit in with the royal family. When Chrissy was asked why she had not warmed up to the actress, Chrissy was pressed to elaborate on why she had the feeling she did. She responded by saying it was all because of her manner. She looks like she's portraying a conceited humility of acting. Meghan definitely is going to need some ice for that burn, but it leaves you wondering, is this truly all an act? Or is Meghan telling the truth about how the royal family really is with her? Number 4, Trevor Engelson. Ex-husband of Meghan Markle, Trevor Engelson, has pretty much remained silent about his marriage to the retired actress. However, in a royal biography, Andrew Morton hasn't. In a book Andrew wrote titled Meghan, a Hollywood Princess, he highlights that Trevor was full of hatred when it came to the Duchess. And in one chapter he wrote, Trevor went on from cherishing Meghan, and it would deserve his feeling was like he was a piece of something stuck to the bottom of her shoe. The author then went to write, while Meghan was filming Suits in Canada, she ended her relationship with Trevor by mailing back his wedding ring to him. Shortly after, Meghan claimed that she was married to the Hollywood producer. She felt like she didn't always act as if he supported her acting career. A close friend of the two then said Trevor didn't like the dynamic change and he wanted to be the breadwinner and didn't want to share the spotlight. However, Trevor's uncle would then later come out to defend the allegations and would say that's not who his nephew really is. But it's definitely to say we won't be seeing these two work together on sets anytime soon. Number 3, we have Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer once said that Meghan Markle was her nemesis and even explained why in a super hilarious way. Even though the stars aren't actually feuding, it's still worth mentioning the gag of jokes Amy made throughout her pregnancy. Amy first teased her pregnancy with a picture of her head photoshopped over a picture of Meghan Markle's body. The comedian said it's not fun to be pregnant at the same time as the Duchess of Sussex. With the two having very close due dates, they were expected to be delivering their babies by spring in 2019. So Amy confirmed that she would be competing with the royal mom-to-be. Amy definitely wasn't kidding when she brought up Meghan again during a comedy show in November. Amy went on to say, "You know what's not fun? Being pregnant at the same time as Meghan Markle. She's walking around in heels and cradling a baby that's not there." Amy then went on to say because the star was pregnant at the time, she was making Meghan her nemesis because she wasn't going to let her get away with that. While Meghan was out wearing heels, Amy was barely able to put on her flat. It's still worth mentioning that even though Amy is feuding with Markle in a hilarious way, watching her poke a little fun at this running gag was definitely a welcoming distraction to the star to feel better about her own pregnancy blues. Number 2. Daniel Radcliffe. Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe hasn't been scared to portray his thoughts on the royal family over the years. He's definitely not a fan. Daniel's comments, especially when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, have definitely managed to raise some eyebrows, especially when it came to his sarcastic comments he made about the British monarchy back in 2009. During his interview with Daily Beast, Daniel made it clear he wasn't a fan of the royal family by saying he's not a royalist, not at all, and he doesn't see the use of monarchy, though he is a fierce patriot. Radcliffe then went on to note that he's very proud to be English and he thinks the family symbolizes what is wrong with the country. He did go on to say that he doesn't think the family's done anything wrong, but he simply doesn't like what they represent. He noted that the royal family shows a huge symbol when it comes to class division, and it's something he particularly didn't like. While Daniel did admit he totally sympathizes with Meghan because of her harsh treatment she's gotten from the press, you probably won't see these two working together considering Daniel's opinions with the royal family and what they stand for. Number 1. Kate Middleton. With everything going on in the royal family's lives, one aspect of the personal lives that has been an ongoing scandal for the last year, it's no secret people love to read about the alleged rift between Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton. The media continues to keep us up to date with the latest rifts between the two. While the media does tend to blow things out of proportions, the two have had their fair share of minor disagreements, and one actually made Kate cry. Meghan and Harry's wedding back in May of 2018 was definitely a wedding that wasn't without drama. As it was reported, Meghan and Kate had a disagreement about the Flower Girls outfit. The feud over the dress was so tense, it had Kate in tears over the stressful fitting for her daughter. A source reveals that it was an extremely hot day and there'd been a row over whether the bridesmaids should wear tights. Kate, following the royal family protocol, felt like they should wear tights while Meghan didn't want them to. At the time, Kate was feeling emotional considering she did just give birth. However, before this incident, the two are to be said to have many rifts, and because of these rifts, you definitely won't catch these two in the same room alone.